Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming out on this nice, warm January night. Nice and light out. I'm sure you guys all agree with that. It feels like it's 10 o'clock at night. But thank you for coming out. We're excited to have you. This is our kind of first step. Can you believe it? That your kids are going to be in quote unquote middle school next year, or at least seventh grade. It's a whole new world. We're super excited about it. So tonight's really just a preview of what Finley is like, what to expect. We will have some other events coming up in March, and then we'll have other things happening, of course, over the summer. So it's crazy to think 6 months from now, you'll have somebody moving up to Finley. So we'll go ahead and just start a little presentation here, and hopefully the clicker works. There you go. All right, so we've got a nice agenda for you this evening. All right, we're going to go over some welcomes, talk to you about the people that are here for help in all different ways. I'm going to talk to you real important stuff about 7th and 8th grade, what kind of classes your students will be taking. Then we'll talk about the high school level classes and probably then passing it off and talking more about guidance counselors, scheduling, and all those things that happen as you move what we call to the secondary level. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Introduction. Again, hi, my name is Tracy Rothel. I am the principal here. We also have Mr. Ken Parm, who is our assistant principal, and we have Miss Amanda Schaefer, who is our dean. Unfortunately, neither one of them could make it this evening. We also have our administrator, Dr. Papa Andrea, who is our director of guidance, who is new here. We're really excited to have him, so he'll be speaking with you this evening also. We also have our counselors. We have Miss Ruth Escobar, who you should all recognize and know. She is actually the counselor at STEM and Woodhull, so your students have worked with her. And then here at Finley, we have Lisani Batista, we have Allison Logan, and then we have Mrs. Paloma Ram Logan, who unfortunately couldn't make it this evening. And then in the back, we have our very great help by Miss Idania Rivera, who is our neighborhood aide, who is in the back helping out. Oh, I am doing it the wrong way. Okay, student supports. Again, going back through, we have a lot of support systems here. You have these kind of supports both at STEM and Woodhull, but it's nice because they're here all the time. We have a big group of them. As you can see, our counselors who I've introduced. We have social workers here. We have Miss Catherine Costa and Miss Mary Guzman Lewis, who are two social workers that are in the building. And we have three school psychologists, Dr. D. Benedetto, Miss Jasmina Neskevska, and Miss Andrea Becker. So those people are within our building each day. Somebody or one of them or two or three are here. So we have a lot of help support staff at this age level because, again, we have both Woodhull and STEM. Everybody's here. So it's nice to have that support. I did it right this time. Okay, here's the fun stuff that gets a little bit over the top, but this is what your kids are going to start having for information. And when you get to the secondary level, this is very important. We have our English language arts. As you see, 1 unit of study. That means that your child will be taking that class every single day all year. So in 7th and 8th grade, they will be taking an English class. Social studies, 7th and 8th grade, they'll have social studies. We move into science. Science is a unique opportunity. In 7th grade, everybody takes 7th grade science. And then in 8th grade, there is an opportunity to either take an 8th grade science or we do offer a higher level high school class of earth science. So kids can have that in 8th grade. In math, we have our math class, which actually in 7th grade meets 1.5 times. So that means every other day you have a double period because our 8th graders are all what we call algebra for all. So every single kid in 8th grade does receive a high school credit and they take a Regents. So that happens in 8th grade at that point. And those type of studies where it says 1 or 1.5, we do offer support classes to make sure that those students do pass the Regents in 8th grade. We also offer what we call technology and computer science. There's 2 different technology classes in 7th grade. One is kind of coding, one that you're working with different circuits, learning about all that kind of technology that you're going to see with, some of us used to call it woodshop, for those that are my age. And then you have the computer science with the coding and learning about the internet and all those different type of things that you can do online. And they do that also in 8th grade, where they are making CO2 cars that we call them. They're making egg drops. They're doing all different types of projects that are based on a technology thing that, again, you may have done years ago. We have then a very cool thing in 8th grade called Virtual Enterprise. If you've ever heard up at the high school, they do have a high school course. We offer a junior level, kind of an intro level, so some kids do get that in 8th grade. We have a family and consumer science. That's called home ec. For those of us that remember that, there's a little bit of, I like the smile, so there's a few of you that remember. We have the cooking in there, learning about kitchen, learning about measuring, learning about health, learning about all those important things. And in 8th grade, they talk about actually getting a job, job applications, business. We do financing there, working and doing all of those things. So it's a really great course that we offer in both 7th and 8th grade. Phys ed, we have it every other day. It's not like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. We have an A day, B day schedule here. So students will go every other day to PE, and the other day they may be going to a music class, which tends to be what happens when they're in 7th grade or in 8th grade. Health is offered in the 8th grade. So many of you in 6th grade, you should be having health in 6th. You'll take it again in 8th. And then world language. So we will all be in a world language, depending on if you're STEM or Woodhull. If you're a Woodhull student, you'll be going into probably a level 1 class. And if you are a STEM student, you'll be starting at a 7th grade level. So that's kind of all the different things that you'll have throughout the day. We do have a 9-period day, so it tends to take a lot of information in there. But it's great because we have what we say electives, so kids can kind of do things that are not just their normal 5 core or the 4 core that they're used to doing. One more. Okay, high school level courses, one too many. I'm going to go ahead and pass that off to Dr. Papandrea, who will talk to you about the high school because now it's his area.
All right, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And here to talk to you a little bit about some of the programs that are going to be offered here at Finley Middle School. That is a unique opportunity for students to earn high school credit. They would show up on their high school transcript and would count towards the 22 credits that they would need in order to graduate high school. One of the options here is in science. We have Earth and Space Science that students would have the opportunity to take in 8th grade. At the end of that particular course, there is a Regents exam that students would take that would help satisfy some of the graduation requirements in New York State as well. We have the ability to take studio and art. Every student in New York State is required to take at least 1 credit of an art or music class in order to graduate high school. We offer an opportunity to a select group of students in 8th grade to be able to take studio and art in 8th grade, or if students don't take it in 8th grade, that's typically a course that they would take in 9th grade going up to the high school, or participating in their music ensemble. As mentioned before, we offer Algebra 1 for All here in 8th grade. That's the introductory math course. Students are required to take at least 3 math classes throughout their high school tenure. They can begin taking Algebra 1 here in 8th grade. Once again, that's another course that ends in a Regents exam, which would help satisfy the New York State graduation requirements. We also have world language, particularly if you're coming from Woodhull. You would be going into a level 1 course, which would end in what we call the Checkpoint A exam. And that Checkpoint A exam would help satisfy the 1 credit of foreign language that would be required for high school graduation. And then obviously if you're looking for an advanced diploma, you can continue on with that language up to levels 2, 3, 4, and we have honors and AP courses up at the high school. So kids can continue on all the way through middle school and high school learning another language, which is very valuable in today's world. With everyone being so interconnected, it's important for students to be exposed to those different languages. So the benefit is students, if they really apply themselves, can earn up to 4 high school credits while they're attending Finley Middle School, which is a unique opportunity. You can get some of those graduation requirements out of the way, which opens up the opportunity to take more elective courses while you're at the high school and be able to see the wealth of elective offerings that we have in each one of our departments, and you can start focusing on classes that align with your career aspirations and what you want to do after high school. So a couple of scheduling things that will come up for the current 6th grade students as we're making course selections for middle school in grade 7. As we discussed earlier, certain courses are required each year. So students will be taking a English, a math, a science, a social studies class. So those are kind of already predetermined for you. However, you do get a selection when it comes to certain courses. And one of them is going to be world language. So if you're currently attending Woodhull, students will continue with their current world language selection because you've kind of done the introductory courses already, and you'll be able to go right into that high school level class coming from Woodhull. And then you can continue on in those upper level classes as well. At Jack Abrams STEM, World Language Clubs have been visiting classes at Jack Abrams. they've been providing students with information regarding the world language course offerings. And they will be able to select what language they want to go into for that introductory grade 7 foreign language. And then for fine and performing arts, students will be scheduled for either art or music because we have so many different classes that we're taking, particularly when you get to like 8th grade with the earth science and the math, which could be a period and a half for each course. You can't fit both music and art within your schedule, so typically students need to make a choice on whether they're going to go in the art pathway or the music pathway. Music selections that would include band, chorus, orchestra, or general music. We have art classes in grade 7, and then this opportunity for select students to take studio and art in 8th grade. So the course selection process, course selections from parents are going to be due by February 14th. That's the day right before the break. That kind of make that decision in regards to which course offerings you want. Ms. Escobar is going to be working with those students to have those course selections completed. And she'll meet individually to review those course selections and their academic progress to make sure that the course selection aligns with their ability and make sure that they're successful when they come up here to Finley Middle School. And student schedules typically will get released in August. They'll be available on the parent and student portal to be able to access that, to be able to see what your classes are. And we'll send out a Parent Square reminder when that is happening so that you'll be able to check out your students' incoming schedule for grade 7. So one of the things I want to talk about is the important role of the school counselor, particularly as you are progressing through these different grade levels and you're approaching middle school and then to the high school age and preparing for life beyond high school. These are all things that we're starting to think about, creeping into our minds, and the school counselors are here to really kind of provide that support for the students and also for the families as well. So they assist in setting SMART goals. Students tend to be much more successful when they have goals set and kind of monitoring the progress towards achieving those goals. So it's very important that the counselor will do these check-ins with the students to make sure that they set a goal for themselves at the beginning of the year, checking in to make sure that they're progressing towards that goal and hoping that the student achieves that goal by the end of the year. And they are going to help them create action plans as well, because a lot of us can make goals. We all have goals. I want to hit the lotto. That's a goal of mine, but we all know that that's something that's going to be very difficult to do. School counselors are going to sit with students individually to set up these action plans, to help put the steps in front of them to make it obtainable for students to achieve their goals and to be successful while they're here at Finley Middle School. And we have a great team here of school counselors that are going to work with your students and making sure that they're fully prepared for life in middle school, and then also preparing them for that transition over to high school in a couple of years. They identify and leverage their academic strengths. They're going to be meeting with students, getting to know what their interests are, what they're good at, and kind of guiding them towards those particular maybe career paths or classes that they would excel in. They're going to explore their interest, ability, and career options. We do a lot of work exploring different career avenues and pathways so students get exposure to things that they would encounter once they graduate high school and the different job opportunities and careers that they could go into. We promote independence and accountability. We want to make sure that our students are advocates for themselves and making sure that they have their own voice and that they fight for the things that they want. And we're going to provide them with the skills necessary to be able to do that. And then they address the social, emotional, and relationship concerns that may come up over the course of middle school as students are progressing in age. Different emotional things are going to take place, and the counselors are here to try to alleviate that and making sure that those social, emotional aspects are not creeping over into the academics, making sure that the students are successful while teaching them the coping skills to deal with those emotional situations. So planning for the future. I know all the students here are in 6th grade, going into 7th grade, but we want to have a career and college readiness focus because we know in today's world, a high school diploma is not enough in order for you to be successful. We want to make sure that you have a plan when you leave high school, and we start with that plan in middle school. High school course registration credits. So students enrolled in high school level courses earn credits towards the diploma, with all courses also appearing on their official high school transcript. So some of the classes you are going to take here are going to travel along with you for the next 6 years on the high school transcript and will be reported to colleges when you apply. So it's important if you're enrolled in classes like Algebra 1, Earth and Space Science, the upper level foreign language classes, or studio and art, that you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, because those grades are going to travel with you on that high school transcript. And that's a legal document. We can't alter that. We can't take something off because you did poorly on it in 8th grade. So we want to make sure that students are fully prepared for that. We go over that with the students repeatedly when they meet with the school counselors to discuss that, hey, these are things that are going to stay with you, and make sure that students are fully aware of that. We have the continued dual language studies. Dual language students maintain their language proficiency by continuing language courses throughout high school. And colleges really want to see students enrolled in foreign language classes and taking foreign language every year within high school. The New York State graduation requirement is 1 unit for a Regents diploma, 3 units for an advanced diploma, but colleges really want to see students progressing through, particularly if you're going to fields like business, marketing. It's a global economy nowadays, and you want to be able to communicate, outside of this particular region. So transcripted grades and credits from grade 7, both the final course grade and credits earned in grade 7 for those dual language students will show up on your high school transcript. So some of you who are at Woodhall that are taking your foreign languages already, you're going to be going into that high school level class in grade 7. So that grade will be on your high school transcript. And career exploration through Naviance. Naviance is something that's going to be introduced later this year in grade 6. Ms. Escobar is going to be working on a career week where we're going to start taking a look at career exploration. And we're going to continue working on Naviance all the way through middle school and high school to make sure that students have all the tools necessary to explore different career fields, to explore different college choices as well, so that they can make an informed decision on life after high school that aligns with their goals and aspirations. One of the important things, particularly coming into middle school and then going into high school, is monitoring the parent and student portal. We cannot stress this enough. A lot of information is available on the parent and student portal, including your grades, copies of the transcript, student attendance. These are all things that are readily accessible here, and it's a live gradebook so that you can see up to the minute as teachers update assignments, you can see what the grade is and what the marking period average is, for that particular class. And this is a way for you to be able to monitor if a student is missing a particular assignment, that you can, if you're missing a particular assignment, you can touch base with your student, get in touch with the teacher, and make a plan to kind of make up that work. So it offers real-time access to information, provides up-to-date attendance, grades, schedules, and progress reports. Report cards are also posted on the portal as well in middle school and high school. Improved communication. It strengthens the parent-teacher and student collaboration with instant updates and messaging features. You want academic monitoring. Enables parents and students to track assignments, grades, and graduation requirements. So it's important to be able to access that transcript so you can see exactly what's going to be carrying on throughout each year. And empowerment encourages student accountability and active involvement in their academic journey. And we have students up at the high school that check in on their portal every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, to be able to check to see if grades are updated, how they're doing in a particular class, and making sure they're on track with their goals and what their future aspirations are. And to access the portal, you want to access that through the district website under the parent section. You log right onto hufsd.edu, click on the parent section, go right down to where it has the parent portal. It'll bring you to the login screen. If you are already registered and you have an account, you put in your username and password. If you currently do not have access to the parent portal, then right on there you can register by clicking on parent portal registration on the sign-in page, and it'll bring you through the steps on how you can set up your account, link it to your students so that you'll be able to monitor their progress as they're progressing through middle school and also through high school. And that brings us to our question and answer session regarding the transition from 6th grade up to.
I know when we did the choices of different things, I just want you to know, Ms. Escobar wants you to know that that information and those courses that you're going to be selecting will be coming out this week, and they'll be due before February break. And just a clarification, because I think the high school, they do have an issue. In 7th grade, you will get both art and music. There's not a choice, but there is a music choice. That's where your choice is. If you are currently doing chorus and band, you have to pick. If you're doing orchestra and chorus, those are the ones you have to pick with. We don't offer both of those because they're during the school day, but we do have before school kind of honors programs. So if you have students that are in band but do want to sing, we do offer those programs. But it is not a selection between art and music. It's a selection between your music choice. If you don't have a music performance choice, we do have a general music selection. So both schools will be picking that. And then again, with a language selection, Woodhull, really, you don't have a language selection. You just continue. And STEM, you'll be making that. So I just wanted to make sure if there were any questions with that. Did I miss anything, guys? Good. All right, questions and answers. What can we do for you? So there's a couple different things. Mostly time people come privately. They'll actually give me a call. I can do tours and let people see what the school looks like. But I will share with you anyone that's new to the school. In August, we do an orientation where we have kids come. They get their schedule. They walk their schedule. They see the whole building. And they have a full day in order to do that. And for any of your students also, what we're probably doing in around March, we're trying to figure out which day exactly, your students will come up and spend a period in a 7th grade classroom, sitting in a classroom with the kids, and then they'll spend a period sitting in the auditorium learning of what you're just seeing. We will go over this with your children also if they're not here this evening, kind of more kid friendly. We don't go into all the high school part, but we just give them an idea about some of the questions they may have about what's it like at Finley, when do I eat, what time is this, what classes do I have. So we do spend a day in March for your kids to come up. So there's a couple different opportunities. Yeah. So as sports, we have after school sports that are considered they're not intramural, they're interscholastic sports where kids are actually trying out for teams. We have 4 seasons. We have a fall season, 2 winter seasons, and the spring. All of that information you can find online, and we'll be giving that stuff to the students and to the parents of different ones you can sign up. Things like soccer, field hockey, cross country. We have in the winter, we have basketball, we have volleyball, we have wrestling. In the spring, we have lacrosse, we have softball, we have baseball, track and diving. We have a bunch of different, most of the things that you see at the high school, we offer it here at the Finley level also. That's on the, yeah, you can get right on the portal, right onto the Huntington website. And even if you want to click on Finley, you can look at all the different sports selections that we have there. Yes, question. When you're in 7th grade, what you have is your grades are very important. The higher your grades are, we also do have what we call placement tests, kind of to just see if the kids are understanding those concepts because it's a little bit more of a mathematical test. We do also have a recommendation from the teacher to think that they can handle that kind of level, that it's a Regents course because the course is at a higher pace. And again, it's a period and a half. They have to go to science more. It's not just a 1-period class. Yes. Great question. We have just under 600, and classes vary anywhere between 20 to 28. We try to cap it at 28 to not have more, but we probably have an average about 22 to 24 kids in each class. The kids or the parents? Oh, sorry. For the kids, I think what they struggle with is they struggle with keeping track of everything. I think it becomes very overwhelming when you have 8 different teachers, 8 different classes, assignments, remembering what you did first period, that there's a homework assignment, and by the time you get to 9th period, you forgot that you have first period homework. So I think that becomes a little bit overwhelming, the tests, the different things that are due. But I do find that a lot of times the kids are so excited to come here because the freedom, the kind of, it's their chance, it's their time to kind of grow. And I think that's very scary for the parents, that their kids are not going to succeed, but we find that they actually succeed very well. They're very excited and they like to have that independence, that it's kind of their responsibility. But yeah, I would say the overwhelming of just having so many different people that they have to keep track of everything.
For all of these things, like keeping track of their homework and their agenda book. And while there is a lot more independence in middle school, They also need a little bit of hand holding in the beginning. So helping them organize their binder, organizing their notebooks, remembering to write down in their agenda books, reminders to do homework, reminders to check their portal. So I would just encourage every family to really set up like a system at home that works for you and your family, where you're helping them stay organized, especially like between September and January, to really get them on a good track, feeling confident in their like executive functioning skills and their planning and their organization. Because it can be very overwhelming going from one teacher to now having 8 teachers in a day.
And just another thing that we do talk about more at the orientation, because it seems there's a lot of information I know you're getting now, but one thing we do here also is we do teaming. So teaming is that each student is on a 7th grade team with 3 different teams, which has 4 core teachers, and those teachers all share the same kids. So there's like 100 kids on that team. So if you are sitting in an English class, that English teacher knows they have a math test when it's the same math teacher, so that they can help out. They can make sure they're all on the same page, and those 100 kids are all kind of together. And it's really great for that teaming process. We do it in 8th grade also, just so that tests are not all on the same day. They can help out. They can help another teacher by giving time for them to work on an assignment. So that is a big thing that we try to do also in the middle school, to make it so the kids have another connection with their teachers and don't feel the overwhelming of all the assignments. Does everybody know we start at 8 o'clock? Warn them. Start waking them up now. 8 o'clock we start, not get here, start. So homework can vary. That's a great question. I definitely have seen in my career, been in this education for a little bit, that a lot of times homework is really for the need of why we do it, and it has to be a reason for it. So you'll find your homework will vary. You'll find math will come probably every night between 15, 20, maybe a half an hour. We do have iReady here, which we ask kids to work on a little bit each night. Social studies, English, they may have an assignment that lasts all week. Something where you work on, and it's due on a Friday. Same thing with science. So you might not find your kid coming home having assignment homework in every single class, but you may find that there's times where they have a couple extra. Math, you probably see it a lot. And a lot of our elective classes, it could be they didn't finish it in class. So to go home as part of their homework, if they didn't finish it, that would be something that would be sent home for homework. But there's so much for them to do at this age. The after school activities, we have lots of clubs. It's just the age. They're so active in things. We don't want to make it where it's miserable. They're getting home at 8 o'clock at night and then have 2 hours of homework. We'll save that for the high school. So when you get up there, you can enjoy that. Oh, yeah. And also, Mr. Cusack, the assistant super curriculum instruction here, as I didn't introduce him in the beginning, I apologize for that, but he can give you the high school information too. Just past that one. But yeah, it's a lot, and we know the kids are really trying time management, so that stress is one less thing we want to do. For now, they're carrying it over. If they need a new one or something's wrong, we do have we call Chrome Depot here. So there is someone that can check on it, work on it, but their Chromebooks will be carried from class to class. We do have lockers here, which is a really great thing. Kids love them. They are not allowed to carry backpacks, so everything does go in their locker. So they'll find they're really just carrying their Chromebook from class to class, getting their assignments there and working off of there if needed. But we do a lot of paper and pencil here too. We don't want it where they're looking at the screen all day long. And you can get your kids to know now there is a no cell phone policy in this building. Nothing. Nope. You bring it, put it in your locker, take it out, you're in trouble. It stays there all day. So just so they know, it's not one of those, no, it's okay, I can have it. We're big no cell phones here. They have enough screen time. And as I tell them, there's none of their friends are around. There's no one to talk to. They don't have to check in or anything. They're at school. They need to take their phone and leave it for safety. So just so you want to start letting them know now, and any of them here, you heard it now. So when you get that graduation present, don't bring it to school or keep it off. Yeah. No, we don't have books in that sense. Most of the books are all online, which is how the Chromebook, we access that. And if there's anything here, 9 times out of 10, they leave them here, or it's a small workbook or something smaller, but there's no thick textbooks like we did. There's no covering them. There's no, making those fun things out of paper bags, right? Am I really dating myself right now with the way that we covered it? Folding those papers. I loved getting those. Yes. Sure, we do extra help here on Tuesdays and Thursday afternoon from 3 to 3:45. And again, with those teaming and things like that, you'll find teachers, some do Tuesday, some do Thursday. We very rarely do before school because we have a lot of music before school, so we like to keep that open for those kind of activities. But after school, we do offer it at least twice a week. Yes, there is busing on Tuesdays and Thursdays that are at 3:40. So if any kid stays for a club or extra help, they do get busing. However, if you are involved in a sport, we do not provide buses for sports. That one you'd have to pick the student up on your own. They mostly stay till 5 o'clock. So it's a different, but for any of those clubs and extra help, there are buses provided. There's nothing official for the search program, but we have a STEM kind of enrichment that we work with the kids during it, and they can go into it during it. It's during their lunch. It's half of a year. They can go in and they can be part of it, but it's nothing that's official. But those type of things that you're seeing with the Earth Science, those are the type of things that would then follow up the following year. So in that case, but there's not an official like search program that we do in 7th grade. Yes. Yes, that one would be like during a lunch period. We do it either some kids come every other day or some kids do half a year. They go at lunch and it's more involved and it's very STEM based and it's very, one of our science teachers works through that kind of process. We do have robotics that's after school. Like there's a lot of different things, but nothing specific during the school day. Yes. Yeah, yeah. No, we don't feed them. No, no, yeah, we feed them. We try to. It's apparently a law that we have to feed them. So, yeah, so we do allow them to eat. If you haven't picked up on my humor, I apologize. I do work in a middle school, so if you work here, you have to have a little bit of humor. So yes. Yes, there is online. I didn't provide any of this stuff with you guys tonight. This will all be given to you at the orientation. Again, overwhelming a bunch of stuff, but yeah, we have a ton of clubs. Your advisors will be there the day they meet and all that information. And clubs are always open door policy. So you can go and do a sport, and then when the sport's over, can go and do a club. It's not really one of those, I have to pick one or the other. We do have a few things you have to pick, like drama. If you're going to be part of the drama, you have to kind of make a full commitment with that. But things like an art club or kind of a dance club or any of those other clubs, it's more free, and you can come and go as you'd like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no picking up. There's no driving. No, they're here. We're here the whole time. And they do get a recess in so sense. I think kids want to know. There's a 40-minute lunch period. We do offer them to go outside. If they'd like to, they can stay inside. It's definitely a controlled thing, but it's not like half go in and half go out. We all eat at the same time, and then we offer them opportunities the second half of lunch, depending on what they'd like to do. 2:55. So it's a long day. They're here from 8 until 2:55. Mm-hmm. We pretty much, when they come straight from STEM, if they don't have any background and they haven't been in a class, that introductory level for a year, then they'll go into the beginner language. So they would go into the level 7. If you're asking if they can jump and go right into that higher level, we don't have a placement test. I would have to say the faculty loves kids. I would have to say the teaming that we do here, it's really a family friendly. The teachers here really enjoy spending the time with kids. They like teaching the kids. They have a lot of fun. I think they like being here, which in turn makes the kids like being here. The teaming that we have, which really has that cohesiveness with all the teachers working together, it's a really great thing, and they like to be here. That's what I would have to say is one of my positives that I feel. Would be the best part. And I came here, been here, this is my 6th year. So to watch it kind of grow and turn into this like family, we call ourselves the Finley family because we are all very much have fun and we enjoy being here. And I think the kids know that, and I think they have fun being here too. They do that too. But I think we try to make it where they like coming here to school and they enjoy themselves. That would be my positive. Do you guys have anything? Do you like? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're all right.
Is definitely the mental health team is a really phenomenal group here. We do take care of your kids, emotionally, socially, academically, 100%. But I agree with Mr. Fell. The fun stuff that we do makes me have fun working here and being here. In October, on Halloween, the entire faculty, staff, every single person, aides, everybody dresses up. We look absolutely ridiculous. We have so much fun. The kids have so much fun. We do reindeer games in the auditorium. We have decked the doors, so the entire school building is decked out. Those are just a few things that come to mind. I feel like this place is just such a fun celebration. We do learn, but we do have fun.
And we do have a therapy dog here all the time. So if you weren't aware of that, our librarian has a certified therapy dog who she brings in, Coco, who comes in. So that's a really great positive. I think that's one of the highlights. The kids get to come and see that. And we do a lot of very cool things here that I think make it a unique building because it's a unique age. So we try to make sure that the kids can have a good time. Yeah, so once you if your guidance counselor is Miss Logan in 7th grade, Miss Logan will be your 8th grade counselor also. We have a great security here. We're really good. The way you came in, that's it. That's the only way you come in. That's the only way you go out. We're very good with outside and the back with our security. Our doors are very well done. And Mr. Stein and I used to work together, so I am on it. He makes sure that I'm off with security. But no, we do a nice job. They're in the buildings. They're through the hallways. They're during lunches. They're in the lunchroom. They're outside during lunches. There's always at the front door, so security's present. We have 4 security people here. Yes. I'm a middle school. We need cameras, yes.
Yes, of course. So generally speaking, we always meet with each of our students individually at least once in 7th and 8th grade. Typically, we'll see students a lot more than that. We go into the classrooms and we get to know our students that way. We'll go into the cafeteria in the beginning of the school year and just let them know who we are and how to sign up to see us. We have passes in the guidance office. Our guidance secretary will ask, is it an emergency? Obviously someone's crying. We drop whatever we're doing and we can sit down with that student. Even if someone is, for example, is at a meeting, another counselor will grab that student. Absolutely. If it's just something to talk about, if they're concerned about grades or it's something that's not, an in-the-moment need, they'll fill out a form and then it'll go into our mailbox. And as soon as we have a free opportunity, we call them down, not from a core class, but we'll make sure that we have time to talk about whatever they need.
And just to piggyback on that, our counselors meet with those team teachers at least once a month to kind of check in on every single kid. So they're there all the time too with every single team, and there's 6 teams in the building, which is nice. Okay. Thank you so much for coming out on this evening, on this nice cold evening. If anyone does have any other questions, we'll be up here for a couple minutes. You can feel free to come on down and talk to us. If not, have a wonderful time, and we'll see you in August when you have 7th graders. Have a wonderful rest of the year. Thank you.